welcome back to Fortune Theory for another bonus. The Loki finale. Holy,
Oh.
what the hell was that?
What did we get?
Yeah.
What was that?
Holy shit. Ah,
Yeah, that is crazy.
dunk me in honey. What the fuck was that?
And if you watched all the way until the end, confirmation of season 2. So, holy crap.
Well, we kind of knew it was happening anyway, but I'm one of those types of people that, like, I think I've said this in one of our previous videos. I won't believe it unless it's on my TV screen or my
Yeah.
cinema screen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, until it's legit. But they confirmed it instead of a post credits. So I was like,
Although,
pretty neat.
you know me, I didn't actually. I found out it was in the post credits because I never watched the post credit. I skipped through them. Like I watched the first 20 seconds to see if there is any post credits scene, but I look through the credits just to see if there's anything. Normally there isn't, and then I looked and it was just like Facebook. One of the main news sources said official season 2. I was like, oh, okay, because of the end credits. So to anyone that does watch all end credits, like I imagine you do. I just can't be able to sit for like 10
Also,
minutes.
my volume might change now a little bit because I've just had to move my mic, so I do apologize if I'm going to sound different now. But yeah, it's such a good episode.
You loved it then, yeah. It was.
I loved it. Yeah, like I get that there was moments where I feel like people would be watching it and just be like, "Oh, fucking hurry up, get to the point." But they had to do it that way because that was like, you're fleshing the characters out through, not just exposition as some people might refer to, but just literally like adding to this whole mystery of who this character is. And boy, do any of the Marvel fans know who the hell this guy is. Oh my god. Just for confirmation, Kang the Conqueror. That's where we're going with it. The reveal was a little bit like, obviously it was on everyone's like top 10 chain of like, who the guy was going to be. And it makes sense, like based back on the comics. Like Judge Renslayer, who everyone hates throughout the whole series we've been following, is a huge love interest of that character. I think I heard the change there in the comics. Even though she's not aware of like his existence in the presence of the show, yet Miss Minutes does. And I thought, I wonder if like she's behind everything, because that was like one of the big theories as well. And then she just pops up when they go inside the like the Hogwarts castle, and you're just like, brilliant. And you're just like, oh, it was her.
Oh.
But then she says, oh, he who remains, and you're like, Kang or a alpha Loki, I wonder. If Loki was actually the one responsible, that would have made a lot of sense. But I think that was the only thing that I didn't like about it, because usually in those types of stories where you're building up to some like secret, hidden, big bad behind the curtain Wizard of Oz shit, it's usually a character, especially the best way to tell these stories, it's usually a character you've been following throughout the whole of it. But yet, when you look back, when they give you the exposition of why they're doing this and how they've done it, you kind of slap yourself in the face with the realization of, how the hell did I not get that? But
it's a great thing about stories.
Stories are made to outsmart. Yeah. They're made to outsmart you, especially stories like this. And like, it was like Marvel just decided, you know what, he's technically going to be a new character and people are going to be scratching their heads, but the natural expectation is that it's someone you don't know. But it's like they decided, because everyone was expecting it to be someone they've been following throughout the whole series, it threw them off that it was someone they hadn't been following. So it kind of worked. I think like that was my only little pet peeve with it. Other than that, the episode just feeling like it took forever, but it worked so well for the outcome of it. And I really wasn't expecting like that kind of Infinity War style dark ending.
No.
Loki survive, but they don't win. And it was like, that's kind of how it worked, because they both survived, but despite Sylvie actually going incest and kissing Loki and then shoving him back to the TVA. And then she stabs what's the name of the actor who played him? I can't remember now. I want to say Jonathan Reyes or something, but I'm probably completely wrong. I can't think. I want to say his name's Jonathan, but I can't think what it is. I might
Well,
be
his
completely wrong.
reveal
The
was
actor who plays,
hilarious.
yeah, just sat on the chair eating like some yellow apple. I was like, what the hell's that? It
It was hilarious, his intro, because I
was an apple, right? Yeah,
it was an apple, yeah.
it was an apple. Yeah.
But that was hilarious to see that. um,
First thing I was thinking of is that they're gonna make a pop figure of him.
most
Gonna
likely
make pop figures. They're gonna
of
make
every
Lego
major
figures.
character,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, every merchandise is gonna be made of him. I was like, thought instantly.
But no,
Is that
it was
great?
like it was
Loved his like purple, like sort of cloaky coat as well. Like that, you know,
that was
very MCU original for like the character, because he has been known to wear like purple and green, for his like his outfit choice, and obviously the helmet choice as well. And I wonder if that's where like the TVA, the timekeeper robot, that Sylvie cut the head off, its head was almost like symbolic of Kang the Conqueror.
yeah.
So maybe that was like a clue as well, but
I'm trying to find it right.
he had a very weird way of doing that. But yeah, I really liked it. Really liked the episode.
Well, it just ended so. This is one thing I do love about like the odd piece of Marvel like content that comes out, is that you get the odd film or the odd series that Marvel makes that just does this. And there are certain episodes where you're like, this was all right. This was a pretty good episode. Episode was amazing. And then you get endings like that, and it's just
You're just like, oh, that was so worth that. That was so like worth the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't the direction I thought they were going to take.
No, well, no. It was crazy.
It's insane.
Right, I'm actually trying to.
I think the only other thing that I would get a bit pickle about because of that ending is that I'm worried they're going to do like Runaways with it. Basically, Runaways is another Marvel TV show where they just keep the storyline going in each follow-up season. Like, I want season 2 to kind of be like the whole, it starts off with what they left, and then it goes into its own story, and it's actually like not just a continuation of season 1. They might make it appealing if they do it that way, or do it their own way, I suppose. But preferably, I'd like them to give Loki a new story now. It's like, he survived, he lost because he's technically a villain, and Loki's lose. They've established that already, so
Kang the Conqueror is Jonathan Majors. He's in a
Jonathan
bunch
Majors.
of new stuff. It was in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
He's going to be in the new Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I feel like that's what they're going to do. I feel like
he is going to be in that.
The whole TVA thing and Kang the Conqueror is like the Hydra of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. And then Captain America: The Winter Soldier, they dealt with that main threat in Captain America: The Winter Soldier with Hydra. I feel like that's what they're doing now. Like, Loki is got the TVA and Kang the Conqueror and all that as like their kind of TV like side of the threat, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania will be the Captain America: Winter Soldier, where they're dealing with that main threat because Kang's going to be a villain in Ant-Man 3. And then obviously the rest of it's going to be dealt with before or after in a Loki season 2. Plus whatever new stuff that they bring to the table as well. Yeah, Loki's finally technically got a semi-girl. His friend, girlfriend, his
lady
friend,
girl, lady girl, woman friend.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants to call her, like
him, her friend.
But going back to the ending of it, when as soon as Mobius responds to him, and then he goes, but he's not responding as if he's not reacting as if it's him. It's like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, that weirded me out for a moment, because it was like he was with B-15, the hunter. They were like looking through stuff, and then Loki appears, and you think like, he's saying like, "Oh, you're in danger," and then he's like, "Slow down," and then you kind of think for a second, he goes from like almost reacting like, yeah, he knows who he is, and because you're not really thinking about that, and then he starts to talk as if he's never met Loki before.
Yeah, he immediately starts to say
who are you? And it's like,
I'm like, oh, what?
Fuck.
I am pleasantly surprised when Marvel make me go like, what the fuck? because it was.
I'm upset we haven't had our jet ski payoff yet.
No.
Just realised as well we haven't had our jet ski.
Are we gonna get that in season 2?
I was really hoping that we'd get Loki in his like a Loki like costume, like how Wanda became got her Scarlet Witch costume, like a brand new Loki sort of costume. He refers to himself as like superior Loki, takes out whoever because whoever the bad guy is behind the TV, as you'd expect him to. And Mobius somehow gets to ride a jet ski during that final battle for whatever relevant reason.
He probably will.
Whatever relevant reason based off the location they're at, which might end up being like somewhere like dropping out the sky towards an ocean, and then that's the relevance as to why he's got a jet ski or whatever. But
so like, what are your theories for like what's happened then? Do you have any? Like
so basically Kang that we saw in that episode is a variant of the main Kang, who I'm guessing might be like Franklin Richards from the comics, because he says he's like a scientist from like what, the 30th century or something.
He was 31st century, yeah, because it's
31st century,
like,
yeah. Which in the comics is exactly what I want to say Franklin Richards. Like, there's two different variants of it. There's like variants of variants. In the comics, there was a span where it was one of Reed Richards, who's Mr. Fantastic, leader of the Fantastic Four's descendants. And then in another one, it was like one of Tony Stark's descendants. Yeah, I think they'll go I think because of the way things have gone with Marvel regarding, like, obviously Tony Stark has died and he's only got the one daughter, and in the present day timeline she's still like a 5-year-old. Unless they really go further down the line, bring in Catherine Langford as another character, but no, obviously because they've brought in this bloke now. I think he's going to be a really far descendant of I might be completely wrong about this, so I do apologize. Reed Richards and Susan Storr as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic.
We aren't a quotable news source. We're making theories here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that ties in with the whole scientist of the future sort of thing, and he was looking into like multiverse and different versions of people and himself and whatnot, and he met different versions of himself, and he's a variant that sprung off of that, because all the different versions of him were doing the exact same thing, and that's how they all met. And he ended up becoming like the master behind all of time, and the controller, the controlling conductor of all like time history.
Yeah.
And knowing everything that's going to happen, and basically now Sylvie's killed him. It's like the whole Thanos "I'm inevitable" sort of thing, where like he will come back. I think his Kang will come back, just not as the version that we saw in this episode. Like, it'll be another variant, just be another variant, basically the same character, just from another timeline. Another multiverse version of the timeline. Like, got the the main Loki version that's just died, like the Thanos snap, the Thanos like snapping neck version, our core version, and then we got a new version that will get like our new Loki variant that we've been following throughout this whole series, who will make an appearance in Ant-Man and the Lost Quantumania, played by the same character. One of the many versions of Kang will now rule the sacred timeline and from that castle, and be in charge and control of the TVA and a life.
He's just so
Speak.
You were going on a great one, so I didn't want to interrupt you. Because you've got luckily the inside knowledge of the fan with this, and then I've been.
Well, I was really paying attention. I was really paying attention, despite it being like 10 to 8 in the morning, and I having to get up to go to a team meeting at my job. I was so, and not having gone to bed until like 2 a.m. I actually listened because I like it. So
half asleep listening.
And that's what. Basically, what I got from it is that there's loads of different Kang variants that are now going to take over. Now, as part of like the Kang that we followed in that episode, like Prophet, that basically once Loki or Sylvie kills him, they can then take over for a time, but then eventually they will be overthrown by another variant of Kang, who will then come and just reclaim. But obviously, it won't be that version that we followed because that version's dead. It would just be another variant. That Kang doesn't mind that it's not him. Kang is basically Loki. I don't know. Have I gone darker? I feel like
I've noticed you've gone ever so slightly darker.
Slightly darker.
I
Yeah.
only noticed for the last like 10 seconds.
I just felt a bit darker for a moment. He's like Loki, only it's not a location, it's time. It's just time. So therefore, like kind of in a way, the universe and the structure of how things go. Yeah. Basically, Kang wants control of. But he's basically like Loki when it comes to that. Again, if you've got more to add to that, or to make it not as simplistic.
Yeah, share your thoughts on what you think of season 1 and what's to come of season 2 for all of this, because
we will do crazy. I think we will probably do like a separate video discussing our like real thoughts and theories of season 2 after we watch it all again. So we'll just watch it all again to pick up anything we've missed, and
it's crazy.
Through doing that, we will talk more about season 2 in another video as well, and we'll also do an episode sort of going into the details more of the Marvel's Assembled BTS episode of Loki, which will be releasing, I want to say, either next Wednesday or next Friday. Then we won't get anything Marvel until What If, which will be releasing on August 11th on disneyplus. Brand new trailers out now, so feel free to check that out on Facebook, YouTube, however you find your resources. And now that the cat's out of the bag with all the Loki sort of stuff, and because it's meant to be coming out, a lot of sources have said it's meant to be coming out before What If. We're literally weeks, not even more than maybe 2-3 weeks away from Spider-Man No Way Home finally getting its official teaser trailer dropped. And that won't be teaser as in like, oh, it's just like, the logo and just a shot of a character from something that's not even going to be in the film. They don't do those sorts of promos anymore because no one likes them. It's just going to be like an actual, just official trailer, just a bit, not very long, maybe a minute or two. And then they'll release a full official trailer, as they would probably a bit closer to the time. I think after watching Loki, I think I've definitely got more of an understanding of, like, for instance, Ralph Boner in WandaVision being potentially like the reason Agatha Harkness like might have picked him out, and said, oh, okay, he's going to play the part of Quicksilver is because he looks like a variant of Quicksilver from another timeline, and she's like used her magic. She's used her magic plus that bracelet, as that bracelet thing control to basically make an illusion of him being able to do his powers, which is, I'm guessing, why he can run really fast. Because I can't remember a Ralph Boner from the comics who just happens to have the same powers as Quicksilver. So yeah, that explains that theory partially, and the same with the Spider-Man in the Spider-Man characters in the new No Way Home. If the theories are true about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, obviously there'll be variants as well in a way, but obviously versions that we have followed in their own respected universes in previous incarnations and directions that they took before the reboots were scrapped and Tom Holland was put in the MCU. So yeah, it'd be quite an interesting
so much that can come
kind of events. Yeah, if there's anything you think we should elaborate more in terms of our opinions regarding not only this episode, but any of the previous episodes, or if you want us to do more specific episode breakdowns of maybe the other shows that have come before, like WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or even other popular streaming service shows like Stranger Things season 4 that's coming out soon, or The Mandalorian, or we'll do this again when What If comes out as well. As much as Patrick probably will hate that idea because it's an animation, but yeah. But yeah, in the meantime, ciao for now, guys. If you're new to the channel, I'm Oliver. This is Patrick. Yeah, I should have said that at the beginning. Very unorthodox. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and yeah.
See you next time.
See you later.
Thanks, guys.